Hello everybody, it's a loyal gamer welcoming everyone back to a new Let's Play. I guess I wouldn't be welcoming you back to a new one now, wouldn't I? But this is Arc the Lad 4, or Arc the Lad Twilight of the Spirits, as it's more commonly known. This game sort of represents a special time in my life where I was starting to get into console RPGs, if you will, and this is pretty much my first that I've played on a console, so...
All right. Ready? Let's go, Lloyd.
Karg.
Yeah, come on, Lloyd. You can do it.
All right. Let's begin.
This cutscene is so lame. Swans!
You're showing a lot of improvement. Hang on. We're not finished yet.
Yeah, that one-handed sword thing was really smart there, Lloyd. You know what, Lloyd? Maybe you just suck. Do you ever think about that? I mean, that one-handed action on that longsword really wasn't a smart idea. But anyway... we are going to start the first chapter of this game. It's the first battle. So, yeah. And this game is sort of like Suikoden 3, where it kind of works in different chapters. Except there's 2 chapters in this game, and the story is generally shared between 2 characters, one of which is Karg, right here. And the other one has yet to be revealed, so I'll keep it on the down low for now. Oh! Well, come on, Lloyd. I mean, that was like so unprofessional right there. No wonder I was able to knock that sword out of your hands. You were fucking stupid, man. Oh, jeez. If he's retiring the defense corps, that makes me worried, because this guy doesn't even know how to use a sword. What does that make of the defense corps? Oh, jeez. We were taught by this guy? Oh, Lord. What the hell? Oh, looks like Paulette's taken up after her father, too. I mean, you just don't, like, really handle those swords like that. I don't know. That's what always baffled me about the first cutscene here. You must address him as Lord Karg! Yeah, Karg is a really strange name. I never really liked it, but... I don't know. It adds to the character, I guess. Karg is sort of this, like... He's very nice, but at the same time, there's like another side to him that's sort of like really like... well, he's a bit of a douche, really. He's a bit arrogant. You know, and you'll see both sides of him immediately within this first chapter. Yeah, so that's basically the explanation with that. Also with this game, it's basically a major, it basically references the first 3 Arc the Lads that came before it. So this is technically the 4th installment of the series, which is why I originally called it Arc the Lad 4. Poor Paulette, getting chastised by her father. So Paulette has to be stronger than me in order to protect me? That doesn't really make sense either now, does it? There's Banjo. What's up, Banjo? Makes me think of the Nintendo 64 one. But yeah, like I said, there were 3 more Arc the Lads before this one, and arguably, They do have much better storyline than this one. This one's just sort of like a tip of the hat to the first three. The first three Arc the Lads were extremely popular in Japan. I believe Arc the Lad 1 was the #1 RPG in Japan for 1995, and it sold very well. Sold over 1 million units, and for a while that was like the biggest, most well-known RPG next to, I think, Dragon Warrior and the likes of those games. But Sony, who really didn't see a reason why to penetrate the American market at the time, because RPGs weren't really selling all that well back in 1995, and you had a lot of good RPGs, such as like Earthbound, and I believe Final Fantasy III, which was Final Fantasy VI at the time, which was released, I think it was 1994 when that came out in the United States. Could be wrong on that one, but you know, a lot of the RPGs weren't really selling a whole lot over here in the United States, and Sony, for that reason, Sony didn't really see a reason why to port Arc the Lad until 2002, when Working Designs got the publishing rights for it. So that's basically what happened to that trilogy. Even though it did very well in Japan, it didn't sell at all in America, and by the time it was released in 2002, you know, people were already playing games like Final Fantasy X, you know, and the 2D RPGs were really just blocked out of the picture entirely by then. So it was really Sony, you know, not really giving a chance to publish its own RPGs in the American economy at the time, and nobody ever knew about Arc the Lad as a result. Now, some games did make it out on the on the console before Final Fantasy VII, such as Suikoden. I believe, was it Vandal Hearts? I believe they both made American releases, and they both did pretty well. But it really wasn't until Final Fantasy VII that people were starting to buy up RPGs, mainly because of the capabilities of the PlayStation and CGI cutscenes, 3D polygons, and all of that nonsense. So, alright, we got 200 gold, and I was totally ignoring this dialogue. We're starting off this LP amazingly. Don't get in Lord Card's way. That's right, you better get back in that kitchen and make me a sandwich. Now, Paulette has an interesting weapon. If you look at her waist, you'd think that's like a belt accessory or something, but it's actually like a hook shot of some type, and it has a feather attached to it for some reason. And yeah, it's a sling knife. That's basically what it is. I feel so awkward when you're that formal. Hey! But why are we arguing about this? Seriously. Alright, so Karg is basically sort of a prince in a way, except, well, with Nidalee, that's actually a throwback to Nidel, I think, which was in the original Arc the Lad, and that used to be a place of its own back in those days. But you have to remember that the setting of Arc the Lad 4 is based in, well, I guess that would be spoiling a little bit too much, but I guess you'll find out as you go along. I'll let you guys find out for yourselves, but there's just a huge gap of time that goes in between Arc the Lad 3 and 4. So that's all I'll say about that. But yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that are like throwbacks to the originals, and I'll point them out as we go along. And then we have the mention of Lady Nafia here, who is Karg's mother and part of the old royalty. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and walk up in here. Pretty average looking house we got. Doesn't look anything too special. That's a hell of a furnace we got, so it's a pretty neat steampunk environment we're in. Wait, what? I, the wind. New era. What's going on here? See, I'm trying to like pour so much info into like the first episode here. It's just kind of crazy, you know? But yeah, getting back to me and my personal experiences with this game, this was really, you know, my first console RPG that I've ever played. And before that, you know, the only RPG that I really played was Pokemon, and I was really invested in that throughout the entire bit of the 90s there. I mean, and it was actually my mother who gave me this game for some reason. I don't know why she did, but that was a really smart move of her, because this game is really, really awesome. So let's go in Lady Nafia's bedroom and see what we have to find in there. Alright, so this is her bedroom. And Lady Nafia is just a really well-developed character. She really is. But obviously you're not going to meet her yet. And it looks like there's something glowing on that shelf over there. No, not here either. Alright, so let's walk over here and see what this is. Oh. Shiny! Shiny! Oh. Huh? What the hell? I am the spirit of the wind. Spirit? Yes, I'm going to voice act these people very, very badly. For eons, countless eons, a new age of union. Listen carefully to my voice. And all the spirits are going to be talking like this, so it's kind of interesting how this game relates to Suikoden 3 in a way, because it uses a whole bunch of elements. It basically uses the same exact elements, but instead of runes, you have spirit stones. So that's kind of neat.
Long, long ago, people lived in peace with the spirits. But a divine ruler with an evil heart appeared, and he used the power of science to try to rule the world. However, many brave people stood up against this ruler. Borrowing the power of the spirits, they defeated the evil ruler, and they sealed his body inside an ark. Do you know what an ark is? It's like a box that holds mysterious power.
Wow. So the bad guys always lose, right?
Well, the divine ruler came back to life thousands of years later to take his revenge for being imprisoned for so long.
Really? Then what happened?
Coming back to life and escaping from the ark, the divine ruler had taken a very strange form, one never seen before on this earth. And then he tried to destroy the world. However, there appeared a great hero and a holy mother who carried on the will of all those brave souls of the past, and they stood up to fight this evil divine ruler. It was a long and fierce battle, but in the end, they defeated the divine ruler and sealed him in the ark once more. However, as a result of all this, the world was badly scarred, and the spirits disappeared from the face of the earth. But something else appeared in their place, beings called Deimos. Humans and Deimos loathed each other, and this led to fierce confrontation. In time, the world was divided in two, with humans living in one half and Deimos in the other. And eventually, it became strictly forbidden for humans and Deimos to associate with one another.
Yeah, that was a hell of a cutscene. As you can see, the voice acting in this game is kinda dodgy. Some of it's actually pretty good though, but, you know, I guess that's up to perspective. Sometimes the voices in this game do get very annoying. Thankfully, there's a function in the options where I think you can just shut it off, but I think that's only for in battle, and you'll guys get to see how the battle system works. It's actually really neat. Alright, so I believe our time is up. In the next episode, we shall continue on with what the spirit is trying to tell us, and hopefully we will be able to find our mother. This is a loyal gamer signing off. Ooh, an ionic breeze or something. Look at this. And I'll see you guys next time. Later, people, and thanks for watching.